Greetings, cozy knights. Lower your swords and rest by the fire. Tonight, we journey through the hidden corners of Skyrim's most secretive guilds and factions. Drop a comment below and tell me where you're listening from tonight and what games you want me to cover next, and subscribe if this helps you sleep. Shadowmere's ancient legacy. The legendary black horse gifted by the Dark Brotherhood isn't just any ordinary mount you might find at a stable. Shadowmere possesses glowing red eyes that pierce through the darkest nights and appears to be well over 200 years old, having faithfully served both the hero of Kvatch during the events of Oblivion and the last Dragonborn in Skyrim. This immortal steed rises from the ground when summoned, emerging from shadows like a spirit materializing from the void itself. The creature demonstrates almost supernatural resilience to damage, surviving falls and battles that would kill normal horses instantly. The horse's connection to Sithis himself could explain its mystical black mane and seemingly eternal existence, making it far more than a simple reward for Dark Brotherhood members. Shadowmere's appearance is heralded by thunder and darkness, suggesting deep connections to forces beyond mortal understanding. The horse's loyalty never wavers, returning even if seemingly killed, proving that death itself cannot claim what belongs to the void. The Night Mother's coffin secret. When players meet the Night Mother face to face during the Dark Brotherhood questline, they find themselves locked inside her coffin during one of gaming's most deeply unsettling encounters. What most players don't realize is that this wasn't originally planned as an intentional horror moment by the game's designers. Skyrim's development team revealed that closing the player into the coffin with the mummified corpse was actually a clever workaround for serious collision detection problems they encountered during testing. By forcing players into first-person perspective while looking directly at the telepathically communicating body, the development team simultaneously solved technical issues while creating one of the game's most memorable and spine-chilling moments that players remember years after experiencing it. The restriction of movement and forced viewpoint creates claustrophobic terror that enhances the supernatural experience. Players cannot look away or escape until the Night Mother finishes speaking, creating genuine discomfort that serves the narrative. This happy accident transformed a technical limitation into one of Skyrim's most discussed and remembered sequences, proving that sometimes the best horror comes from unexpected places. The 500 Companions' true origin. The Companions trace their noble lineage all the way back to the legendary warrior Ysgramor and the famous 500 Companions who sailed from the frozen land of Atmora, seeking righteous vengeance for the tragic Night of Tears. After, the Snow Elves launched their surprise attack on Sarthal and slaughtered nearly every Nordic man, woman and child in the city. Ysgramor rallied the greatest warriors from their homeland to reclaim Skyrim from those who had betrayed them. Among these legendary warriors was Jeek of the River, the skilled captain of the ship named Jorvaska, who discovered the mysterious ancient Skyforge and made the decision to build the Great Mead Hall that still stands proudly in Whiterun to this very day. This incredible history makes the Companions one of the oldest continuously operating organizations in all of Tamriel, with an unbroken heritage spanning thousands of years across multiple eras. The ship, Jorvaska, was deliberately repurposed into a building rather than continuing voyages, symbolizing the Companions' commitment to protecting Skyrim. This transformation from seafaring warriors to land-bound protectors marked a fundamental shift in Nordic culture itself. The Glenmoril Witch Pact. The Companions' dramatic transformation into feared werewolves wasn't the result of some random curse or unfortunate accident during a quest gone wrong. Several centuries before the dramatic events players experience in Skyrim, the powerful Glenmorill word coven of witches struck a very deliberate and carefully negotiated pact with the Companions' Leadership Council. These mysterious nature-connected witches maintained direct communication channels with various Daedric princes, most notably the fierce hunter prince Hircine, who rules over the wild hunt. The secret agreement bestowed the dark gift of lycanthropy upon the Circle's senior members, granting them extraordinary superhuman strength and the terrifying ability to transform into savage werbeasts at will. This dark bargain came at a terrible spiritual price though, as werewolves cannot enter the glorious halls of Sovngarde upon death, regardless of their heroic deeds in life. Instead, their cursed souls belong to Hircine's eternal hunting grounds for all time, forever separated from their honored ancestors. The witches' motivations for offering this power remain mysterious, lost to time and secret keeping. Some theories suggest Hircine himself orchestrated the pact through his mortal servants to claim worthy Nordic souls for his realm. Rune's mysterious identity. In the shadowy halls of the Thieves' Guild beneath Riften, there's a member named Rune, whose entire backstory represents one of Skyrim's great unsolved mysteries that has puzzled players for years. He was discovered as a helpless child washed up inside a destroyed shipwreck on the rocky coast near Solitude, with only a small inscribed stone clutched in his tiny possession. The kind fisherman who discovered the traumatized boy gave him the simple name Rune, based on that mysterious symbol etched into the stone's surface, having nothing else to call the child. Rune himself remembers absolutely nothing of his life before that terrible shipwreck, where he originally came from, or what the cryptic symbol might mean in any known language. He casually asks the player character to keep an eye out for any information about his mysterious origins during their travels, but this intriguing quest never develops any further no matter how long you play. Most Elder Scrolls lore enthusiasts now believe this enigmatic character is actually an affectionate Easter egg, referencing the adventure game called Rune, which provided significant inspiration for aspects of Skyrim's overall Nordic themes and distinctive art style. The developers likely included him as a loving tribute rather than planning an actual questline. The litany of larceny display room behind the prestigious Thieves' Guild's Guildmaster desk deep in the cistern lies a special trophy room that slowly fills with valuable treasures as dedicated members complete increasingly difficult jobs across Skyrim. Delvin Mallory carefully displays unique trinkets found during important guild questlines, including the precious Queen Bee statue from Golden Glow Estate, the ornate Honningbrew decanter from the Meadery, and the legendary Eyes of the Farmer from ancient Dwemer ruins. But the real secret that most players never discover is what happens after completing exactly 125 jobs for the dedicated guild. A special reinforced safe suddenly appears next to the display shelves, containing incredibly valuable loot, reserved only for the most dedicated and accomplished thieves in all of Skyrim. Additionally, if players somehow manage to complete the notoriously difficult No Stone Unturned quest by collecting all 24 unusual gems, the fully restored and magnificent crown of Baron Zaya appears prominently on a stone bust behind the Guildmaster's imposing desk. These visual changes provide satisfying feedback, showing how the player's efforts directly contribute to the guild's growing wealth and prestige throughout the hold. The Shadowmark's communication system. Throughout Skyrim's diverse cities and dangerous dungeons, observant players can spot strange symbols carved or painted on walls and various objects if they know where to look carefully. These mysterious markings represent the Thieves Guild's secret language ingeniously called shadow marks that guild members developed over generations. Skilled guild members use these clever engravings to communicate vital information without ever speaking a single word, successfully hiding their true meanings from both innocent citizens of Tamriel and casual observers who might stumble across them. Different carefully designed symbols precisely indicate whether a location is completely safe for operations, dangerously trapped or guarded, contains particularly valuable loot worth the risk, holds cargo from fellow thieves that should be left alone, or should be avoided entirely for various strategic reasons. One particularly clever shadow mark exists in Riften's grim jail, near a specific chain, clearly signaling to imprisoned guild members that destroying that chain reveals a hidden wall, perfect for escaping captivity. Though this ingenious feature is unfortunately broken in the vanilla game without community mods fixing it, the shadow mark still demonstrates the Thieves Guild's extensive knowledge of virtually every location throughout Skyrim's vast landscape. The college's Great Collapse connection. 79 years before the dramatic events players experience in Skyrim, an unprecedented catastrophic disaster violently struck the ancient city of Winterhold, when most of the prosperous city fell directly into the churning sea of ghosts during a massive supernatural storm, unlike anything seen before. The College of Winterhold mysteriously survived completely intact, while the rest of the historic city was utterly destroyed, naturally leading deeply suspicious citizens to blame the college's reckless mages for the unthinkable tragedy. What most players don't discover, through careful exploration, is the disturbing potential connection to the mysterious augur of Dun Lane, lurking in the Midden. This former promising college student attempted extremely dangerous magical experiments far beyond his capabilities, and was horrifically transformed into a glowing ball of pure concentrated magical energy without physical form. Some compelling theories carefully developed by lore enthusiasts suggest the augur's reckless experiments with incomprehensibly powerful magical energies might have actually triggered or significantly contributed to the Great Collapse itself, making the traumatized citizens' deep suspicions not entirely unfounded after all. The timing of the augur's transformation and the collapse's occurrence raises disturbing questions that the college's surviving faculty refuses to adequately address. The Silver Hand's perspective flip. Most video games throughout history cast fearless werewolf hunters as clear-cut heroes protecting innocent people from supernatural monsters, but Skyrim brilliantly flips this comfortable narrative on its head in thought-provoking ways. When players join the prestigious Companions and willingly undergo the blood ritual to become powerful werewolves themselves, they suddenly find themselves fighting fiercely against the determined Silver Hand from the lycanthrope's previously unconsidered perspective. Visiting active Silver Hand camps throughout Skyrim reveals genuinely disturbing displays of severed werewolf heads mounted prominently on tall stakes as horrifying trophies, creating an unsettling atmosphere that makes players question who the real monsters are. This bold narrative choice transforms players into the very monsters being relentlessly hunted by organized groups, forcing them to seriously question traditional heroic archetypes they've accepted without thinking. The Silver Hand warriors use specialized silver weapons that deal devastating extra damage, specifically to werewolves, making them genuinely dangerous opponents, despite being deliberately positioned as antagonists rather than heroes in the Companion's questline. This moral complexity elevates the storyline beyond simple good versus evil conflicts. The Eye of Magnus mystery. The enigmatic Eye of Magnus represents perhaps Skyrim's single greatest unsolved mystery, that has spawned countless theories and debates. This massive spherical artifact of truly immense magical power was discovered buried deep in ancient Sarthal's frozen ruins and supposedly belonged to Magnus himself, the mysterious god of magic who abandoned Nirn during creation. Ancient Nords stumbled upon it during Sarthal's careful excavation and ambitious building projects, strongly suggesting the artifact predates even the earliest recorded Nordic settlements in Tamriel. The eye continuously absorbs and stores vast quantities of raw magical energy like a self-contained battery of potentially apocalyptic proportions that could reshape reality. Its true purpose and original creation remain completely unknown, even after the mysterious Psijic Order dramatically removes it at the questline's dramatic conclusion, taking it back to their hidden island of Artaeum, where it supposedly cannot threaten the fragile mortal world. The eye's appearance and discovery set in motion a crisis that nearly destroyed the college entirely. Some scholars theorize Magnus created it as a way to safely observe Mundus after his departure, while others suggest more sinister purposes involving the unmaking of creation itself. The Staff of Magnus connection. The mysterious Staff of Magnus represents the only known tool in all of Tamriel, capable of safely controlling the overwhelming eye of Magnus's reality-warping power. This essential paired relationship between staff and eye strongly suggests both powerful artifacts were deliberately created together for some specific cosmic purpose that mortals cannot comprehend. When the treacherous Thalmor agent Ancano attempts to recklessly harness the eye's apocalyptic energy for the Dominion's purposes, only the staff's precise application can successfully drain that overwhelming power and make him vulnerable to conventional physical attack. The undeniable fact that these two complementary objects exist as perfect counterbalances implies very deliberate design by Magnus himself or another godlike entity possessing incomprehensible power. After players successfully defeat Ancano using the staff's power, the wise Psijic Order deems the eye far too dangerous for the mortal world to possess, but surprisingly allows the staff to remain with the newly appointed Archmage. This decision suggests the staff poses minimal threat without the eye to manipulate. The staff's relatively mundane appearance belies its incredible importance to the very fabric of reality itself. The Dark Brotherhood's 5 tenets. The Dark Brotherhood follows extremely strict rules called the 5 tenets that govern every aspect of member behavior and conduct within the organization. Members must never dishonor the sacred Night Mother under any circumstances, never betray the Brotherhood, or reveal its closely guarded secrets to outsiders, never refuse a direct order from a recognized superior regardless of personal feelings, never steal from fellow members who trust you as family, and never kill another Brotherhood member except through official contracts sanctioned by leadership. Breaking even a single one of these sacred laws would supposedly enrage the terrible Sithis himself and bring catastrophic disfavor upon both the individual perpetrator and possibly their entire sanctuary and all its innocent members. These tenets represent the Brotherhood's desperate attempt to maintain strict order and unwavering loyalty within an organization composed entirely of professional killers and sociopaths. The rules clearly show that even among cold-blooded assassins, there exists a twisted code of honor, however dark. The 5 tenets date back to the Brotherhood's earliest days, representing traditions older than any current member. Astrid's eventual breaking of these tenets leads directly to the Sanctuary's destruction, proving their importance wasn't merely symbolic, but fundamentally structural to the organization's survival. The Brotherhood's decline revealed Cicero's meticulously kept journals detail the absolutely devastating impact of the Great War on the once mighty Dark Brotherhood across all of Tamriel. The continent-spanning conflict violently ravished their ancient sanctuaries throughout the Empire, mercilessly scattering dedicated members and leaving countless brothers and sisters dead in smoking ruins. By the brutal war's bitter end, the legendary Brotherhood had very few members left anywhere, with the devoted keeper Cicero believing himself to be one of only 2 brothers outside Skyrim's borders. The struggling Skyrim sanctuary that players eventually encounter represents the absolute last functioning chapter of what was once a truly continent-spanning organization, with influence reaching into every province. This sobering context makes Astrid's increasingly desperate leadership style and controversial departure from traditional Brotherhood structure far more understandable to players who learn the full history. She's desperately trying to keep a dying organization alive by absolutely any means necessary, even if it means abandoning ancient traditions. The Brotherhood's current state represents a shadow of their former terrifying glory, when assassins' contracts could topple kingdoms and emperors feared the Night Mother's judgment. The organization's decline mirrors the general chaos and breakdown of imperial authority throughout Tamriel during the Fourth Era. The secret Dark Brotherhood password. To enter the hidden Falkreath sanctuary carved into the hillside, potential members must correctly answer a deceptively simple question from an enchanted, talking door. When the door's eerie voice asks, "What is the music of life?" the only correct answer that grants entry is the cryptic phrase, "Silence, my brother." This password carries far deeper philosophical meaning than mere security words memorized by rote. It fundamentally acknowledges the critical value of silence, absolute secrecy, and sacred brotherhood within this clandestine organization dedicated to dealing death. The phrase represents total commitment to discretion and unwavering loyalty required of all members who wish to survive and thrive. More than just a simple security measure against unwanted intruders, answering the riddle correctly serves as a symbolic gateway into an entirely different world of shadows and death, constantly reminding members that true professional assassins always move in complete silence. The password changes only when leadership deems it necessary, with the current phrase having endured for generations. Those who answer incorrectly are simply turned away, though persistent investigators might find themselves becoming targets rather than members. The Circle's secret burden. The prestigious Circle represents the Companion's most trusted and accomplished members, but membership comes with an incredibly heavy secret burden. All Circle members are werewolves without exception, a shocking fact carefully hidden from newer companions, and especially the general public, who view the guild as noble warriors. The Harbinger Kodlak Whitemane particularly struggles with this terrible burden every single day. He deeply fears dying with beast blood still flowing in his veins, means spending all eternity in Hircine's hunting grounds, rather than joining his honored ancestors in Sovngarde with other worthy Nordic warriors. This profound internal conflict between honor and power drives much of the Companion's entire questline, as Kodlak desperately seeks a cure for the condition he views as a terrible curse, while others, like Ayla the Huntress, see it as the greatest blessing imaginable. The dichotomy creates interesting character dynamics within the Circle itself. New members joining the Circle must decide whether they value the power lycanthropy provides or the honor of a clean death more. This choice reflects broader themes about the costs of power and whether any advantage is worth losing one's soul. the Thieves Guild's nocturnal curse. The Thieves Guild's dramatic decline from a golden age of prosperity wasn't simply due to bad luck, poor leadership decisions, or changing economic conditions in Skyrim. When the treacherous Mercer Frey secretly assassinated beloved Guildmaster Gallus in cold blood and stole the irreplaceable skeleton key from its sacred chamber deep beneath Twilight Sepulchre, the guild instantly lost Nocturnal's divine favor and protection. A supernatural curse activated immediately that caused the once mighty organization to fall into terrible decay and ill repute among even their former clients who once trusted them implicitly. This supernatural punishment from an offended Daedric prince perfectly explains why the previously prosperous guild had fallen so incredibly low by the time players first encounter them struggling in Riften. The curse manifests in failed jobs, betrayed members, and general misfortune that compounds over time. Only after players successfully complete the dangerous journey to return the skeleton key to Nocturnal's shrine does the curse finally lift, allowing the guild to begin slowly rebuilding its former glory. The curse affected not just success rates, but the very souls of guild members who found themselves unable to achieve the greatness they once enjoyed. Nocturnal's withdrawal of favor extended beyond mere bad luck into metaphysical consequences that affected the guild on fundamental levels. The Nightingale's true purpose. The mysterious Nightingales aren't just elite Thieves Guild members chosen for their superior skills. Contrary to what many believe, they represent a sacred trinity of devoted servants personally serving Nocturnal, the powerful Daedric Prince of Night, Darkness, and Luck herself. The three chosen Nightingales protect Nocturnal's holy shrines throughout Skyrim's landscape, particularly focusing on the critical Twilight Sepulchre, which houses the legendary skeleton key capable of opening any lock. In exchange for this sacred eternal service that continues even beyond death itself, Nightingales receive access to powerful supernatural abilities called agents granted directly by Nocturnal. However, these God-touched servants can only use one specific agent per day, chosen at the Twilight Sepulchre during meditation. These incredible powers include Agent of Subterfuge for causing enemies to fight each other in confusion, Agent of Strife for absorbing health directly from foes, and Agent of Shadow for temporary invisibility. The significant catch is that Nightingales must serve Nocturnal faithfully even after death, their souls belonging to her realm rather than conventional afterlife. This eternal servitude represents the true price of the power Nightingales wield. The armor itself bonds to the wearer's soul, marking them permanently as Nocturnal's property. The Underforge's hidden location. Beneath Whiterun's famous Skyforge, where legendary weapons are crafted, lies the secret Underforge, a sacred ceremonial area where the Companion's exclusive circle performs ancient blood rituals passed down through generations. This mystical location remains completely out of bounds to regular guild members, and especially the general public, who would react with horror. Only during specific important quests can players access this forbidden sacred space carved from living rock. The Underforge is where new circle members undergo the transformative blood ritual to become fearsome werewolves, drinking deeply from a ceremonial fountain filled with beast blood, willingly provided by a senior forebear who has already embraced the gift. The absolute secrecy surrounding this location helps maintain the circle's werewolf nature hidden from younger companions who haven't yet earned full trust. The Underforge's very existence reveals how the companions maintain two completely separate identities. Ancient totems surrounding the chamber suggest the rituals practiced here predate even the companions themselves, perhaps reaching back to Atmaran traditions involving beast spirits. The chamber's sanctity makes it one of the most protected secrets in all of Skyrim. The Riften Jail escape route. Riften's cramped jail contains an incredibly clever escape mechanism that the vast majority of players never discover during their playthroughs. A specific shadow mark exists prominently near a particular chain in the Grim prison, clearly indicating to knowledgeable Thieves Guild members that destroying that chain will reveal a hidden wall perfect for escaping captivity quickly. Players who notice the subtle marking can break the chain to supposedly uncover the secret passage, though in the completely unmodded vanilla game, this brilliant feature is partially broken and won't function properly without community patches. This small detail shows the Thieves Guild's absolutely meticulous preparation and comprehensive knowledge of Riften's entire layout, having carefully planted convenient escape routes even in the city's heavily guarded prison, where members might unfortunately end up during failed jobs or betrayals. The existence of this planned escape route suggests the Guild anticipated arrests as an inevitable occupational hazard. Other cities likely have similar Guild-prepared contingencies that players simply never discover. The shadow mark's placement in plain sight demonstrates the Guild's confidence that only members would recognize and understand its significance. The Companion's Radiant Quest Bloat. Technical players and modding community members discovered that Companion's Radiant Quests could potentially cause serious save file bloat due to incomplete quest cleanup protocols in Skyrim's vanilla code. The comprehensive unofficial Skyrim patch team addressed this previously unknown problem by adding proper cleanup stages to prevent quests from improperly accumulating in players' save files indefinitely. This behind-the-scenes technical detail reveals how even successful and popular guilds, like the Companions, had significant technical issues that could seriously affect long-term gameplay and save file stability. The problem occurred because certain specific Radiant quests didn't properly shut down after completion, leaving problematic data fragments that accumulated over many hours and potentially slowed down or even corrupted save files over time. While most players never noticed this issue, those who completed hundreds of Radiant quests might have experienced increasingly long load times or save corruption. The patch's fix demonstrates the importance of the modding community in maintaining Skyrim's playability. This technical issue affected all platforms, but was particularly problematic on consoles where players couldn't access console commands to force close bugged quests. Maven Blackbriar's Guild Connection. Maven Blackbriar, the extremely wealthy and notoriously unscrupulous owner of the profitable Blackbriar Meadery Empire, maintains very close ties with the Thieves Guild's operations in Riften. She actively consorts with guild members in exchange for their valuable financial aid and physical protection services, creating a mutually beneficial relationship that serves both parties' interests. This powerful alliance gives the guild significant influence in Riften's marketplace and complex political landscape that extends far beyond simple theft. Maven's influential protection helps effectively shield guild operations from law enforcement interference, while the guild provides reliable muscle and intimidation services whenever Maven requires them. This symbiotic relationship demonstrates how the Thieves Guild maintains power, not just through direct theft, but through careful strategic partnerships with powerful influential figures who value discretion. Maven's political connections essentially make the guild untouchable by Riften's guards. If the Imperial Legion wins Skyrim's civil war, Maven becomes Jarl, giving the guild direct control over city governance. This potential outcome represents the ultimate achievement of criminal influence over legitimate authority. The Augur of Dunlane's transformation. Deep in the dark midden beneath the College of Winterhold exists one of Skyrim's strangest and most unsettling entities known to mages. The Augur of Dunlane appears as a glowing ball of pure concentrated magical energy, but was once a promising college student who recklessly attempted extremely dangerous magical experiments far beyond his skill level. His horrific transformation into living conscious magic serves as a perpetual cautionary tale about the very real dangers of seeking forbidden knowledge without proper preparation and wisdom. The Augur can only be formally consulted twice in the entire game. Once during the college questline regarding the mysterious Eye of Magnus, and once by dedicated players who managed to reach the impressive level 90 in Restoration Magic. After these brief encounters, the Augur becomes permanently inaccessible, and no college NPCs will discuss him further regardless of player inquiries. The college's faculty clearly wants to forget this embarrassing failure. Some theories suggest the Augur's transformation was the result of attempting to merge with raw magical energy, while others propose he accidentally touched something from oblivion. His continued existence in the Midden suggests the college cannot or will not end his suffering. The Dark Brotherhood marriage prohibition. An interesting but very easily missed detail during Brotherhood recruitment is that the organization traditionally doesn't accept already married members into their deadly ranks. The reasoning makes perfect practical sense, considering their extremely dangerous profession as professional assassins for hire. By accepting the Brotherhood as one's true family and taking on assassination contracts that could end in death, members essentially dedicate their entire lives to murder and sythis. Having an external family would create serious conflicts of interest and potential security risks if relatives were captured or threatened. This strict policy speaks to the Brotherhood's fundamental nature as a cult-like organization that demands absolute undivided loyalty above all else. Interestingly, Astrid herself is married to Arnbjorn the werewolf, suggesting this traditional rule applies primarily to new recruits, rather than established members who have already proven themselves. The prohibition also prevents emotional attachments that might cause members to hesitate during contracts. The Brotherhood requires members who can kill without moral qualms or emotional complications. Marriage represents exactly the kind of emotional attachment that might compromise an assassin's effectiveness. The Psijic Order's rare appearances. The deeply mysterious Psijic Order appears very rarely in Skyrim, making their few carefully chosen appearances incredibly significant to the college's storyline. This ancient group of extraordinarily powerful mages was founded in the distant First Era and supposedly spawned the later Mages Guild that eventually splintered. Their highly secretive headquarters on the legendary Isle of Artaeum is nearly impossible to access by ordinary means, existing partially outside normal reality. During the College of Winterhold questline, enigmatic Psijic monks appear at crucial turning points to guide the player character, particularly delivering dire warnings about the Eye of Magnus's terrible danger to reality. Their dramatic, final appearance involves forcefully removing the eye from the mortal world entirely, claiming it as far too dangerous for Skyrim or anywhere in Mundus. Their brief involvement adds profound mystery and tremendous weight to the college's storyline. The Psijics can apparently appear and disappear at will, suggesting powers far beyond normal mages. Their interest in the Eye raises questions about what other threats they quietly monitor. The Order's intervention suggests they serve as guardians preventing mortals from destroying themselves with power they cannot comprehend or control. The Dawnstar Sanctuary discovery. Cicero's meticulously kept personal journals mention a long-disused Dark Brotherhood sanctuary in Dawnstar, where he originally travelled upon first arriving in Skyrim. This forgotten location becomes critically important after the Falkreath Sanctuary's complete destruction during the questline's climactic events. The Dawnstar Sanctuary serves as the Brotherhood's new, permanent base of operations and can be substantially upgraded with various expensive improvements purchased using gold, earned from completed contracts. These valuable upgrades include a torture chamber for extracting crucial information from captured prisoners, a poisoner's nook for creating various lethal toxins, secret entrance improvements for better security, master bedroom quarters for the listener, and Dark Brotherhood initiate guards who cannot die. These purchasable upgrades make the sanctuary feel like genuine player property, rather than just another faction headquarters players visit. The ability to customize and substantially improve the sanctuary provides a worthwhile gold sink and tangible, visible signs of the Brotherhood's gradual recovery after the traumatic Falkreath Sanctuary's destruction. The sanctuary's remote location provides security while keeping the Brotherhood close enough to civilization for contracts. The Thieves Guild's triple entrance system, Riften, stands completely unique among Skyrim's walled cities by having 3 separate entrances instead of the typical 1 or 2 most cities utilize. This unusual architectural feature serves the dominant Thieves Guild extremely well, providing multiple escape routes and entry points for members conducting illegal business throughout the city. The city's complex layout with multiple access points makes it significantly harder for guards to effectively control traffic and much easier for skilled thieves to slip in and out completely unnoticed. One entrance is even mysteriously boarded up on Riften's east side, though the reason for this permanent closure remains unclear to investigators. This practical detail reinforces Riften's strong identity as a city where the Thieves Guild operates with relative freedom. The multiple entrances suggest Riften was designed with commerce in mind, though now those same routes facilitate crime. The Blackbriar family's influence ensured these routes remained open despite security concerns. Guards often complain about the impossibility of securing the city properly, but their concerns are consistently ignored by corrupt leadership. The Archmage's quick ascension. Players can become Archmage of the College of Winterhold remarkably quickly, even with minimal magical expertise or knowledge. The questline doesn't actually require mastery of any particular school of magic, leading to the somewhat absurd possibility of a brutish warrior or sneaky thief wielding a battle axe or dagger leading the province's premier institution of magical learning and research. This rapid advancement without proper qualifications mirrors the college's desperate situation after losing both Archmage Savos Aren and Master Wizard Mirabelle Irvin in quick succession. With leadership completely decimated and the ancient institution in severe crisis following Ankano's devastating attack with the Eye of Magnus, the college desperately turns to whoever can stop the immediate existential threat, regardless of their magical credentials or knowledge. This highlights the college's practical desperation over traditional academic qualifications. Other faculty members seem to accept this unusual situation without protest, suggesting they recognize desperate times require desperate measures. The quick ascension also reflects how Skyrim's guilds generally value deeds over credentials. A warrior who saved the college from destruction deserves leadership more than a scholar who couldn't prevent the crisis. The Companions' crime faction. The Companions operate their own completely separate bounty system, distinct from Whiterun and the rest of Skyrim's legal system. Crimes committed within Jorvaska or directly against companions members are tracked separately from normal criminal bounties with guards. This internal justice system means players can potentially have a completely clean record with Whiterun guards, while simultaneously being actively wanted by the companions themselves for offences against the guild. Options for clearing companions' bounties are considerably more limited than regular bounties, reflecting the guild's fierce independence and adherence to their own ancient code of justice rather than imperial law. The companions have maintained this independent system since Ysgramor's time, viewing themselves as bound by honour rather than laws. This separate system allows them to punish transgressions that might not violate legal codes, but do violate warrior honour. Members who commit serious offences might be expelled permanently, a fate worse than any legal punishment. The system reinforces the companions' position as a law unto themselves within Whiterun. The East Empire Company Warehouse Map, one of the unique valuable trinkets for Delvin Mallory in the Thieves Guild questline, is the East Empire shipping map discovered during guild operations. This important item can be found lying on a table in the Dockmaster's office at the East Empire Company Warehouse during the related questline missions. The map represents extremely valuable corporate secrets worth significant gold to the right buyer in the criminal underworld. Like other unique trinkets, once sold to Delvin, it appears on permanent display shelves behind the Guildmaster's imposing desk for all to admire. This seemingly simple map actually contains incredibly valuable trade route information that could give competitors crucial advantages in Skyrim's economy. The map shows shipping schedules, cargo manifests, and routes that rival companies would pay fortunes to obtain. By stealing and selling it, players effectively damage the East Empire Company's competitive position while enriching the guild. The map's theft represents economic warfare as much as simple criminal activity. The company eventually has to change their routes and schedules, costing them significant money. The Dwemer Puzzle Cube discovery. Calcelmo's famous Dwemer Museum houses another unique trinket called the Dwemer Puzzle Cube that expert thieves seek. This mysterious artifact closely resembles the lexicons created by the ancient Dwemer race found throughout Skyrim's ruins. Located in a room past an enchanting table guarded by a mercenary and wizard, the cube becomes available during the Thieves Guild's related quest. Players who explore thoroughly can activate a valve before descending stairs, cleverly using Dwemer machinery to eliminate the guards without directly spilling blood themselves. This optional approach showcases the Thieves Guild's strong preference for clever solutions over brute force violence. The cube's purpose remains mysterious, as with most Dwemer artifacts, though its geometric perfection suggests mathematical calculations beyond modern understanding. Calcelmo probably spent years studying the cube without understanding its function. The guild's theft of the cube prevents potential dangerous experiments while providing a valuable commodity for sale. The cube might have been a calculating device, puzzle game, or religious object, its true nature lost with the Dwemer themselves. The Grey Fox bust's significance. Hidden in Mercer Frey's secret room below Riftweald Manor sits a large stone bust of the legendary Grey Fox carved with remarkable skill. This artifact pays homage to one of the most famous thieves in Elder Scrolls history, the nameless Master Thief, who wore the grey cowl of Nocturnal in Oblivion's Thieves Guild storyline. Mercer's possession of this bust clearly reveals his obsession with famous thieves, and perhaps his deep aspiration to achieve similar legendary status. The room itself is trapped extensively with deadly mechanisms, requiring either the Lightfoot perk or extremely careful navigation to reach safely. Players who survive the dangerous traps also find a bowl filled with expensive gemstones sitting on Mercer's desk beside the bust. The bust represents Mercer's arrogance and delusion of grandeur. He sees himself as the greatest thief since the Grey Fox, though his betrayal of the guild proves he lacks the fox's honor. The bust might have been stolen from a museum or commissioned specially. Its presence in Mercer's private chamber shows how he views himself as a legendary figure rather than a common criminal. The irony is that while the Grey Fox served Nocturnal faithfully, Mercer betrayed her for personal gain. The Farmer Eye's dual purpose. The eyes of the farmer represent the final and most valuable trinkets for the Thieves' Guild's collection. These incredibly rare gems are found in Erkenthan's final chamber, accessible only during the guild questline, and obtained through a difficult boss fight. Interestingly, there are 2 eyes of the farmer in the game, but Delvin Mallory only purchases 1 for a substantial amount of gold. The second eye can be kept by players, sold to regular merchants, or displayed in homes. This unique situation allows players to both complete the collection and keep a legendary gem for themselves. The eyes once adorned a massive statue of a snow elf deity, making them religiously significant. Their immense value comes from both rarity and historical importance, as artifacts from before the former's corruption. Delvin specifically wants 1 eye for the guild's display, but recognizes the player deserves compensation beyond mere guild glory. The second eye becomes a personal trophy representing the player's greatest heist. Some players report the eyes carry a curse of bad luck, though this might be superstition. The eye's recovery from former territory required courage beyond mere thievery skills. The college's enchanting connection. Sergius Turianus explains that enchanting services represent one of the very few meaningful connections between the College of Winterhold and Skyrim's general population. The college occasionally sends trusted students to specific locations across Skyrim to pick up items from people who requested enchanting services. This detail reveals how the college maintains limited but critically important economic ties with the province, despite widespread distrust and fear. Citizens may fear and distrust mages as dangerous and unnatural, but they still want powerful magical services for their weapons and armor. This practical need creates an uneasy but necessary relationship between the college and common folk. The college's enchanting services provide crucial income, while forcing students to practice diplomacy with distrustful civilians. Many students find these errands humiliating, but the experience teaches them about magic's place in society. The college could survive financially on enchanting alone if necessary. This relationship shows how practical concerns often override prejudice. A farmer who hates mages still wants his axe enchanted when facing trolls. Sergius manages these services efficiently, maintaining the college's reputation for quality work. The Companion's Werewolf Discovery. Players first discover the Companion's shocking werewolf secret during the memorable Proving Honor quest at dangerous Dustman's Cairn. When Farkas appears surrounded by Silverhand enemies after the player activates a gate mechanism, the situation seems completely hopeless for the lone warrior. Then Farkas transforms into a massive, powerful werewolf and tears the enemies apart in spectacular fashion. This revelation moment was carefully crafted by Bethesda to shock players who trusted the companions as honorable warriors. The transformation scene effectively recontextualizes everything players knew about the guild, adding depth and moral complexity to what initially seemed like a straightforward fighter's guild. The moment forces players to decide whether they can accept this dark secret, or if they view lycanthropy as incompatible with honor. Farkas's transformation demonstrates the raw power that beast blood provides, making the temptation more understandable. The Silverhand's fear and hatred becomes more complex when you realize werewolves can be good people. This moment represents one of Skyrim's best narrative twists, changing player perception completely. The Thieves Guild's Ragged Flagon upgrade. As players complete reputation quests for Delvin Mallory and progress through the Thieves Guild questline, the Ragged Flagon headquarters gradually improves visually and functionally. The cistern fills with new thieves including Sindus, Herluin Lothair, Ansgar Embermaster, and Vanrith Gatherion, who serve as specialized vendors. The unofficial Skyrim patch even adds an extra room to the flagon for more space. These visual and functional changes reflect the guild's dramatic return to prominence after many years of decline under Mercer's corrupt leadership. Watching the headquarters transform from a dingy tavern in the sewers to a thriving criminal organization provides satisfying feedback for player efforts. The cistern's water clears, new furniture appears, and the overall atmosphere shifts from desperate to prosperous. These changes make the guild's restoration feel real and earned. New members treat the player with respect befitting the guild master. The upgraded flagon becomes a symbol of the player's achievements. Visitors comment on the guild's renewed prosperity, validating the player's hard work. The Volkihar Vampire. Alternative. The Dawnguard DLC presents players with a significant choice between joining the Vampire Hunters or the Vampire Clan itself. Choosing to side with the ancient Lord Harkon and the powerful Volkihar clan provides a completely different questline perspective and rewards. However, Clan Volkihar's members are somewhat one-dimensional characters, consisting mostly of bloodthirsty vampires who believe themselves superior to mortals and are bored with Harkon's court politics. This faction choice demonstrates Skyrim's attempt to provide moral complexity and player agency, though the vampires are clearly positioned as the less sympathetic option compared to the heroic Dawnguard. Vampire players gain powerful abilities, but face increased hostility from NPCs. The Vampire Path offers unique spells, and the Vampire Lord transformation. Harkon's court operates with ancient aristocratic traditions that seem out of place in modern Skyrim. The vampires' arrogance and cruelty make them difficult to sympathize with. However, some players appreciate the power fantasy of being an immortal predator. The Blade of Woe's superior damage. The Blade of Woe, received during the Dark Brotherhood questline, has higher base damage than all other daggers in the vanilla game, except the Dragonbone dagger from the Dawnguard DLC, which matches its damage exactly. This unique weapon can also be obtained by killing Astrid during the alternative Destroy the Dark Brotherhood questline, meaning players can acquire it regardless of their faction choice. The blade's dark history and connection to Sithis makes it more than just mechanically powerful. It's a symbolic weapon representing the Brotherhood's deadly efficiency. The blade has passed through many hands over the centuries, each owner adding to its dark legacy. Some believe the blade is cursed to always find its way back to the Brotherhood. The weapon's distinctive appearance makes it instantly recognizable to those who know Brotherhood history. Players who wield it are marked as either Brotherhood members or their killers. The Blade of Woe represents the Brotherhood's ancient heritage and connection to death itself. The Wincher's unique effect. Wincher, a unique scimitar obtained during the Dark Brotherhood quest, Hail Sithis, possesses one of the most powerful weapon effects in the entire game. Every hit from Windshear triggers a stagger effect on enemies, essentially stun-locking them if players attack quickly enough. This makes Windshear incredibly overpowered in combat, allowing players to continuously stagger even powerful enemies like dragons. The weapon's unique enchantment cannot be disenchanted or replicated, making it truly one of a kind. Finding it requires players to notice a sword embedded in the bowsprit of the ship during the quest. Many players miss Windshear entirely by not exploring the ship thoroughly. The weapon's name references its location on the ship's bow, cutting through wind and waves. Its stagger effect makes even the toughest fights trivial. Windshear never needs recharging like other enchanted weapons. Its power seems almost like a developer oversight, but it remains unchanged in all versions. The weapon rewards observant players who explore every corner of quest locations. The companion's ancient Nord armor access. After completing the companion's questline, players gain access to Yorland Greymane's improved Skyforge services. This allows crafting of ancient Nord armor and Nord hero weapons, exclusive equipment not available elsewhere in the game. These items represent the legendary craftsmanship traditions passed down from Ysgramor's time. The Skyforge itself predates even the earliest elven occupation of Skyrim, suggesting its true origins might be far more ancient and mysterious than anyone realizes. Access to these exclusive items makes completing the companion's questline worthwhile for smithing-focused characters. The Skyforge's heat never diminishes and requires no fuel, suggesting magical properties. Some scholars believe the forge was created by gods or ancient powers. The crafted armor bears ancient Nordic designs that modern smiths cannot replicate elsewhere. These items become family heirlooms passed down through generations of warriors. The Skyforge represents a direct link to Skyrim's legendary past, the Spectral Assassin's Cross-game service. Lucien Lechance serves the Dark Brotherhood across multiple Elder Scrolls games, through Death and beyond. As a spectral assassin, this spirit can be summoned by both the hero of Kvatch in Oblivion and the last Dragonborn in Skyrim. His appearance in Skyrim as a summonable power demonstrates his continued service to Sithis from beyond the grave. Lucien's spectral form allows him to serve the Brotherhood on the mortal plane indefinitely, making him perhaps the most dedicated Dark Brotherhood member in the organization's history. His summon provides both combat assistance and a connection to the series' legacy. Lucien's dialogue references events from Oblivion, delighting players who experienced his story. His ghostly form cannot be permanently killed, allowing players to summon him repeatedly. Lucien represents the Brotherhood's eternal nature, transcending individual mortality. His presence connects Skyrim's Brotherhood to its history in Cyrodiil. Players who never played Oblivion might not appreciate Lucien's significance, but veteran players recognize him immediately. The Midden's hidden treasures. The Midden beneath the College of Winterhold contains far more than just the Augur of Dunlane. This dungeon area features the Atronach Forge for creating powerful magical items and summons, Daedric relics encountered during the Forgotten Names quest, and various dangerous creatures including ice wraiths, Draugr, and frostbite spiders. A tunnel through the Midden provides an alternative entrance to the college from Skyrim's overworld. The Midden essentially serves as the college's dark underbelly, housing dangerous experiments, forbidden magic, and secrets the institution would rather keep buried. Students are warned against exploring too deeply into the Midden's passages. The Atronach Forge's origins remain mysterious, predating the college itself. Some experiments went wrong here, creating the monster infestation. The Midden contains failed student projects and confiscated dangerous artifacts. Bodies of researchers who delved too deep lie in forgotten corners. The midden represents the darker side of magical research, the Thieves Guild's secret cistern entrance. Beyond the main entrance through the dangerous Ratway, the Thieves Guild headquarters has a second entrance hidden beneath a tomb in Riften's graveyard east of the Hall of the Dead. This secret entrance only becomes accessible after joining the guild and completing taking care of business. To open it, players press a small button in the diamond symbol at the tomb's center, revealing a stone staircase down to the sewers. To exit via this route, players climb a ladder in the cistern's southwest alcove and pull a chain to retract the tomb. This hidden entrance allows guild members to avoid the dangerous Ratway entirely. The entrance was constructed when the guild originally established the cistern as headquarters. Only senior members know about this entrance, protecting it from discovery. The tomb above appears completely normal to casual observers. This entrance proves the guild's long-term planning and connection to Riften's infrastructure. Guards ignore the cemetery, making it perfect for secret comings and goings. The Companions' training benefits. Joining the Companions provides access to master-level trainers in smithing, heavy armor, and two-handed weapons, plus expert-level trainers in one-handed, block, and archery. This makes the Companions invaluable for warrior-focused characters seeking to maximize combat effectiveness. Additionally, several Companions members become available as followers after completing the questline, and followers who also serve as trainers enable an exploit where players can train skills, then trade the gold back from their followers' inventory. The unofficial Skyrim patch removes this exploit, but it exists in vanilla versions. The training access alone makes joining the Companions worthwhile for warrior builds. These trainers represent the best combat instructors in Skyrim. The gold investment in training provides faster skill advancement than practice alone. The Companions maintain these training services to improve all members' capabilities. New recruits benefit from experienced warriors' knowledge. The college's daily lectures. During daytime hours, the College of Winterhold's teachers and librarians hold formal lectures in the Hall of the Elements about their particular magical specialties. These speeches cover various arcane subjects and provide world building that many players miss by not visiting during scheduled times. After completing their lectures, the staff returns to their regular positions. These lectures demonstrate the college's function as an actual educational institution rather than just a quest hub. Players who join the college can attend these lectures to deepen their understanding of Skyrim's magical traditions. The lectures cover theoretical magic, practical applications, and historical context. Students are expected to attend these lectures regularly. The lectures show the college's commitment to education despite political turmoil. Faculty members take teaching seriously, maintaining academic standards. These lectures represent normalcy continuing despite the Eye of Magnus crisis, the Dark Brotherhood's Argonian connection. For reasons never fully explained in Skyrim's lore, Argonians seem particularly well suited for the Dark Brotherhood. This connection appears throughout the series, though pinning down the exact relationship requires deep dives into Elder Scrolls archives. Some theories suggest Argonians' natural stealth abilities, resistance to poison, and cultural attitudes toward death make them ideal assassins. The Brotherhood historically includes numerous Argonian members, and creating an Argonian character provides thematic advantages for players planning to join the Dark Brotherhood, though mechanically, any race can succeed in the questline. Argonians view death differently than other races due to their connection to the Hist. This philosophical compatibility with Brotherhood ideology makes recruitment easier. Argonian assassins serve the Brotherhood across every province. Their unique biology provides advantages in assassination work. The Brotherhood actively recruits in Black Marsh for this reason. The Thieves Guild's practice chests. The Thieves Guild cistern contains practice chests specifically designed for members to hone their lockpicking skills. A note on the ground explains these chests reset after a short time, allowing unlimited practice. However, one practice chest doesn't respawn like the others due to a vanilla game bug that the unofficial Skyrim patch addresses. Interestingly, if other guild members see players picking these practice locks, they interrupt with comments as if the player shouldn't be practicing lockpicking, despite that being the chest's explicit purpose. This creates an amusing contradiction in guild member behavior. The practice area shows the guild's commitment to member skill development. Lockpicking mastery separates amateur thieves from guild-quality operatives. The broken chest frustrated players trying to practice methodically. The chests contain worthless items to prevent exploitation. Members spend hours here perfecting their techniques. The circles require transformation. Players cannot complete the companion's questline without becoming a werewolf. During the Silver Hand quest, players must meet Skjor near the Underforge's secret entrance, where Ella, the huntress, performs the blood ritual. Drinking from the fountain filled with beast blood is mandatory. There's no option to decline or complete the quest without transformation. This design choice forces players to fully experience the lycanthropy storyline rather than allowing them to remain purely human. Players who object to becoming werewolves must either skip the companions entirely or plan to cure themselves later using Glenmoril witch heads. The mandatory transformation polarizes players between those who embrace it and those who resent being forced. This represents a rare moment where Skyrim removes player choice for narrative reasons. The transformation fundamentally changes combat options and role-playing. Some players appreciate the forced experience of something they might otherwise avoid. The transformation's permanence until cured adds weight to the decision. The marked for death word wall. The Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary contains a word wall teaching part of the marked for death dragon shout. This powerful shout reduces enemy armor rating and health, making it valuable for combat-focused characters. Players can access this word wall by joining the Dark Brotherhood, or during the Destroy the Dark Brotherhood quest, meaning it's available regardless of faction choice. The presence of a word wall in an assassin's hideout seems strange, but fits with the Brotherhood's ancient history and suggests the sanctuary was built in a location of power. The word wall predates the current sanctuary's construction. Previously, occupants might have been dragon priests or ancient Nords. The shout's location in a Brotherhood sanctuary seems coincidental. Marked for Death's armor reduction makes it deadly against heavily armored opponents. The Brotherhood's use of ancient power sources shows their pragmatic approach to strength. The college's unusual gem location. An unusual gem, part of the No Stone Unturned quest for the Crown of Barenziah, can be found in the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary. This placement seems oddly disconnected to the College of Winterhold's existence, though the Sanctuary belongs to a completely different faction. The gem's presence suggests either the Brotherhood stole it from somewhere, or perhaps previous Sanctuary occupants left it behind. Collecting all unusual gems provides significant rewards, but represents one of the game's more tedious collection quests, requiring meticulous exploration of locations across Skyrim. The gems appear in unlikely places throughout the world. This particular gem might have been payment for a contract. The Brotherhood's presence in a location with a gem suggests they've been there for generations. No stone unturned frustrates players with its lack of quest markers. The crown of Baranzaya's reward of Prowler's Profit makes containers overflow with gems. The Companion's former members' network, Arnbjorn and Hestler, both identify as former Companions members who left the organization. Arnbjorn married Astrid and joined the Dark Brotherhood, showing that Companions can leave to pursue other paths. This detail adds depth to both guilds. The Companions don't maintain eternal membership, and other factions actively recruit from their ranks. Hessler's story isn't elaborated much, but these characters prove that joining the Companions isn't necessarily a lifelong commitment. Members can leave for personal reasons, ideological differences, or opportunities elsewhere. Arnbjorn's departure shows the Companions don't hunt former members who leave peacefully. Some former Companions maintain positive relationships with their old guild. The organization respects members' choices to seek other paths. This flexibility prevents the Companions from becoming cult-like. Former members sometimes return to Jorvaska for visits and catching up with old friends. The Thieves Guild's vampire-friendly policy. All Thieves Guild members are friendly toward blood-starved vampires at Stage 4 vampirism and can be fed upon. This unique benefit helps vampire players manage their condition while maintaining guild relationships. However, the Dawnguard DLC changes vampire mechanics significantly, making this benefit less unique than it was in vanilla Skyrim. The guild's acceptance of vampires reflects their generally pragmatic approach to membership. As long as someone can steal effectively and follows guild rules, their supernatural condition doesn't matter. The criminal underworld judges ability over nature. Vampires make excellent thieves due to night vision and enhanced physical abilities. The guild has probably employed vampires for centuries. This tolerance extends to werewolves and other cursed individuals. The guild's pragmatism creates a haven for supernatural outcasts who face persecution elsewhere. The college's architecture and locations. The College of Winterhold consists of 3 main buildings: the Hall of Elements, where lectures occur and major events unfold, the Hall of Attainment housing student quarters, and the Hall of Countenance, containing more living spaces. A central courtyard features a statue of Shalidor, the legendary first Archmage, whose magical prowess is still discussed with reverence. The Arcanium serves as the college's extensive library. The Archmage's quarters provide luxurious private accommodations for the institution's leader. This architectural layout creates a self-contained magical academy isolated from Winterhold proper. The buildings connect via bridges over chasms, emphasizing isolation. The architecture shows elven influence despite Nordic construction. The college's physical separation from Winterhold mirrors its social separation. Students rarely leave the college grounds, creating an insular academic community. The statue of Shalidor reminds students of the college's proud magical heritage. The Dark Brotherhood forever contracts. After completing Hail Sithis, players can start the Dark Brotherhood forever, an infinite quest providing unlimited assassination contracts from the Night Mother. These quests target unnamed, randomly generated NPCs throughout Skyrim's provinces. While not as elaborate or story-driven as main questline contracts, they provide perpetual income and assassination opportunities. This Radiant quest system ensures Dark Brotherhood members always have work available, reflecting the Brotherhood's nature as professional killers for hire. The contract's endless nature makes the Brotherhood one of few factions offering unlimited, repeatable content. The Night Mother continues providing contracts from beyond death. These simple contracts maintain the Brotherhood's income stream. Players can grind these contracts for gold and skill advancement. The infinite contracts show that murder is always in demand. The Brotherhood's services never lack clients willing to pay for death. The Companions' respect for honor. Despite being werewolves, the Companions maintain a strong code of honor that separates them from common mercenaries. They refuse dishonorable contracts, won't perform assassinations, and value glory and reputation over gold. This philosophy traces back to Ysgramor and the 500 Companions' heroic legacy. The tension between this honorable warrior culture and their curse of lycanthropy creates interesting character conflicts. Some members, like Kodlak, see the beast blood as incompatible with true honor, while others, like Ayla, view it as a gift that enhances their warrior abilities. The Companions would rather starve than take dishonorable work. This commitment to honor sets them apart from other fighter organizations. Their reputation for integrity attracts clients who value trustworthiness. The conflict between honor and beast nature defines the Companions' modern identity. Members constantly negotiate between their warrior ideals and lycanthropic reality. The Thieves' Guild's Maven connection. Consequences. The relationship between the Thieves' Guild and Maven Blackbriar has significant implications for Riften's governance. If the Imperial Legion wins the Civil War, Maven becomes Jarl of Riften, giving the Thieves' Guild direct political power through their ally. This outcome demonstrates how the Guild's influence extends beyond simple theft into Skyrim's political structure. Maven's elevation to Jarl position means the Thieves' Guild essentially controls Riften's government, showing the long-term consequences of the Guild's restoration to power during the questline. A criminal organization controlling a hold shows corruption's ultimate triumph. Maven's position makes the Guild effectively untouchable by law. The Guild's influence over Riften becomes absolute and permanent. This represents the darkest possible outcome for Riften's honest citizens. The Guild's power becomes institutionalized through legitimate government control. Maven's rule ensures Guild prosperity for generations. The college's master spell quests. Upon reaching level 90 in any magical skill, players can approach the respective teacher at the College of Winterhold for master-level spell quests. These challenging tasks test magical prowess and grant access to the most powerful spells in each school of magic. For example, reaching level 90 in Restoration allows players to speak with Colette Morance, who sends them to the Augur of Dun Lane. Completing the Augur's test immediately grants knowledge of the master-level spell Bane of the Undead. These quests represent the pinnacle of magical achievement within each discipline. Master spells fundamentally change magical combat capabilities. The quests test understanding of magical principles, not just skill levels. These spells separate true masters from skilled practitioners. Each school's master quest reflects that school's philosophy and methods. The master spells require enormous magicka reserves to cast effectively. The Dark Brotherhood's Black Sacrament. The Dark Brotherhood's unique recruitment method involves the Black Sacrament, a dark ritual performed by desperate individuals seeking someone's death. By creating an effigy with specific ritual components and performing the ceremony, supplicants can contact the Brotherhood. The Skyrim questline begins when a child named Aventus Aretino performs the Black Sacrament to have the abusive orphanage matron Grelod the Kind killed. This dark ritual represents one of the game's morally complex moments, as it involves a child requesting murder, albeit of a genuinely cruel person. The Black Sacrament requires specific materials including nightshade, human heart, and bones. The ritual summons the Night Mother's attention directly. Performing it marks the supplicant's soul for Sithis' notice. The Brotherhood always answers legitimate Black Sacraments. This system ensures the Brotherhood receives contracts from truly desperate people. The ritual's dark nature prevents casual misuse while ensuring serious requests reach the Brotherhood. The Companion's Glory of the Dead achievement. After completing the quest, Glory of the Dead, players officially become Harbinger of the Companions, though Yorland Greymane notes that true Harbingers aren't chosen, but simply become the person others look to for guidance. This humble approach to leadership reflects Nord warrior culture's emphasis on earning respect through deeds rather than titles. As Harbinger, players can continue accepting Radiant quests from Circle members and access the upgraded Skyforge services. The Harbinger position represents the culmination of the player's journey from newcomer to the guild's most trusted leader. The title carries enormous respect throughout Skyrim. Other warriors recognize the Harbinger's authority and skill. The position makes the player a living legend in Nord culture. Guards and Jarls treat the Harbinger with special deference. The achievement represents joining the ranks of legendary warriors throughout history. Farkas's Hidden Intelligence Secret. Many Companions members treat Farkas as the slower, less intelligent twin brother compared to Vilkas, often making him the target of gentle mockery and condescension throughout Jorrvaska's Mead Hall. However, a shocking discovery awaits those who examine his skills closely through console commands or careful observation during certain quest lines. Farkas actually possesses a level 100 speech skill, making him one of the most charismatic individuals in all of Skyrim despite his seemingly dim-witted demeanor. This remarkable contradiction suggests that Farkas may be deliberately playing dumb to appear more endearing and approachable to his shield siblings. Or perhaps he simply excels at a different type of intelligence than traditional book learning. His ability to connect with people emotionally rather than intellectually makes him beloved among the Companions despite his reputation. The Gentle Giant's true talents lie in understanding people's hearts rather than complex battle strategies. His simple words often carry profound wisdom that more educated characters miss entirely. This hidden depth makes Farkas one of the most interesting characters in Jorrvaska for those who pay attention. The Companions' Random Wilderness Encounters. While most players first encounter the Companions fighting a giant outside Whiterun during the main quest, these warrior encounters can actually occur throughout Skyrim's wilderness in surprising locations. Companions members can be randomly spotted battling saber cats in the frozen tundra, fighting off wolf packs in the pine forests, or even taking on bandits along remote mountain passes far from their Whiterun home. These random encounters give the faction a genuine sense of agency and realism, showing that they actively patrol Skyrim seeking glory and protecting travelers rather than simply waiting in Jorrvaska for contracts. The encounters demonstrate that the Companions' reputation as Skyrim's premier warriors isn't just talk. They're constantly outproving themselves in combat. Players who explore extensively might witness dramatic battles between Companions and multiple enemies simultaneously. These chance meetings make the world feel more alive and interconnected. The warriors you rescue might later become your shield siblings inside Jorrvaska's walls. Their willingness to fight dangerous beasts without contracts shows their commitment to protecting Skyrim itself. The Companions' unique brawl behavior. Followers are recruited from the companions exhibit completely different behavior during tavern brawls compared to typical mercenary followers, revealing their deep-rooted warrior culture and sense of honor. When the Dragonborn challenges someone to a fistfight in any inn or tavern, most followers will simply stand aside with their weapons drawn, treating it as a potential threat. Companion followers, however, will actually put their weapons away entirely and watch the brawl with genuine interest, respecting the sacred Nordic tradition of honorable unarmed combat. This subtle behavioral difference reflects the companions' commitment to ancient Nord customs and their understanding that some battles must be fought with fists alone to maintain proper honor. The warriors understand that interfering in a proper brawl would bring shame upon both participants. Their restraint shows remarkable discipline for warriors who normally rush into every fight. This programmed behavior demonstrates how deeply Bethesda coded the companions' cultural values. Even transformed into werewolves, they maintain their respect for traditional combat customs. It's a small detail that reveals the faction's character more than any dialogue. Vignar Greymane's forgotten youth. Among the companions' members, Vignar Greymane stands as the eldest, a weathered warrior whose advanced age has caused him to forget many details of his long and storied past. He openly admits that he no longer remembers exactly why he originally joined the companions in his youth, and claims that age has stolen many precious memories from his mind's grasp. Despite this deterioration, Vignar maintains tremendous respect within Jorvaska for his decades of service and the wisdom that comes from surviving countless battles. His presence serves as a living reminder of the companions' continuity across generations, showing that warriors who prove themselves worthy can remain with the guild until their final days. The old man's forgotten reasons for joining mirror how many legendary deeds fade from memory over time. His continued presence shows the companions care for their elderly members rather than discarding them. Vignar's story represents both the glory and tragedy of a warrior's life in Skyrim. Even as his mind fails, his warrior's heart remains strong and true. The companions' respect for their eldest member speaks volumes about their values. Skjor and Isla's secret romance. Careful players who eavesdrop on conversations throughout Jorvaska will discover tantalizing hints of a clandestine romantic relationship between Skjor and Isla the Huntress that the two attempt to keep hidden from other guild members. Multiple companions make oblique references to the pair spending considerable time hunting together in the wilderness, far more than mere guild duties would require. The devastating grief that Ayla displays after Skjor's death at the hands of the Silver Hand strongly suggests their connection went far deeper than simple comradeship or fellow circle members. Their secret romance adds emotional weight to the later quest lines where vengeance becomes personal rather than merely professional. The companions' unwritten discouragement of romantic relationships between members makes their love forbidden and thus more passionate. Their careful concealment shows awareness that relationships could complicate the guild's brotherhood dynamics. Ayla's rage after Skjor's murder transforms from righteous anger into something far more personal and painful. The tragedy of their love story adds depth to characters who might otherwise seem one-dimensional. Their relationship proves that even the most disciplined warriors cannot fully suppress matters of the heart. The legend of Colonel Longnose. Deep in the companions' history, a figure named Colonel Longnose earned legendary status during the late Second Era by effectively refounding the organization when it had drifted from its ancient purposes. According to historical texts, Colonel gathered the true hearts of the companions in the wilds and led them in a violent invasion of Jorrvaskr itself, where they killed the usurpers who had corrupted the guild's original mission. After seizing control through force and bloodshed, Kernil became Harbinger and immediately founded the Circle, naming it after Ysgramor's original circle of captains to honor the 500 companions' ancient traditions. His reforms returned the guild to venerating the old ways of honor through blood, though ironically, it may have been Kernil who first brought lycanthropy into the companions' leadership, or at least a later harbinger named Terfig, who followed his example. The violent Reformation shows how seriously Nords take maintaining traditional warrior values. Kernil's willingness to kill fellow companions demonstrates that honor sometimes demands harsh actions. His legacy created the Circle's structure that still governs the guild in Skyrim's Fourth Era. The historical parallel between his reformation and Kodlak's desire to cure the beast blood centuries later reflects ongoing tension. Some believe Kernil saved the companions, while others think his reforms ultimately cursed them. The Glenmoril Witch's deception. The transformation of the companion circle members into werewolves wasn't simply a gift freely given. It involved calculated deception by the Glenmoril Coven witches who struck the original bargain. Historical accounts suggest the circle accepted the gift of lycanthropy from Hircine as payment owed by the witches for services the companions had rendered to the coven. However, the witches deliberately misled the circle members into believing the beast blood would not be a permanent affliction, when in reality the curse bound their souls to Hircine's hunting grounds for all eternity. This terrible betrayal wouldn't be fully understood until centuries later, when Harbinger Kodlak Whitemen began investigating ways to break the curse and restore circle members' passage to Sovngarde. The witch's duplicity reveals how Daedric servants manipulate even the mightiest warriors through careful half-truths. The companions' acceptance of power without understanding the full cost mirrors countless morality tales. Their warrior pride prevented them from questioning the gift until it was far too late. The witch's connection to Hircine made them dangerous intermediaries who served their prince's interests above all. This ancient betrayal continues affecting the guild centuries after the original deception. The Silverhand's grisly trophies. When players venture into Silverhand camps and fortifications during the Companion's questline, they discover truly disturbing evidence of the werewolf hunters' brutal methods and their long war against lycanthropes. Throughout these enemy strongholds, players can observe the severed heads of werewolves mounted on wooden stakes like macabre trophies, creating a horrifying display meant to intimidate and warn any beast-blooded warriors who might approach. These gruesome decorations represent Companions members who fell in battle against the Silver Hand, their remains desecrated rather than given proper Nord funeral rites. The sight of these trophies transforms the conflict from an abstract faction war into something deeply personal and emotionally charged for werewolf players. Bethesda's decision to show the player this horror from the werewolf's perspective, rather than the hunter's viewpoint, represents a fascinating narrative choice. Most fantasy games cast werewolf hunters as righteous heroes protecting innocents from monsters. Skyrim instead shows how the hunter's zealotry has devolved into sadistic trophy-taking and desecration. This moral complexity forces players to question who the real monsters are in this conflict. The visceral horror of seeing fallen companions, displayed like hunting trophies, justifies the player's revenge. The Silverhand's methods revealed that righteous causes can corrupt those who pursue them with excessive zeal. The Underforge's ceremonial purpose. Beneath the ancient Skyforge lies a secret ceremonial chamber called the Underforge, accessible only during specific companions' quests and forbidden to most guild members. This hidden sanctum serves as the sacred location where the Circle transforms into their werewolf forms during the full moon, and where the ritual of accepting the beast blood takes place for new Circle inductees. The chamber's existence demonstrates that the Circle has maintained elaborate secrecy protocols for centuries, keeping both the physical location and its terrible purpose hidden from lower-ranking companions and the wider population of Whiterun. The Underforge's proximity to the blessed Skyforge creates an unsettling contrast between the honoured ancestral forge above and the cursed Daedric shrine below. Ancient Nordic carvings throughout the chamber suggest it predates even Jorvaska's construction, hinting at older, darker purposes. The ceremonial circle where transformations occur shows evidence of countless beast blood rituals over generations. Circle members guard the location's secrecy more carefully than any treasure vault. The Underforge represents the literal underground nature of the Circle's curse and deception. Its concealment beneath a symbol of Nordic pride shows how deeply shame runs through the cursed warriors. Yorlan Greymane's ancient Skyforge mastery. Yorlan Greymane serves the companions as master blacksmith at the legendary Skyforge, the mysterious ancient forge discovered by Jeek of the River centuries ago that produces the finest steel in all of Tamriel. Players who complete the companion's questline gain access to Yorlan's enhanced services, allowing them to forge ancient Nord armor and craft exceptional Nord hero weapons that surpass typical smithing capabilities. The Skyforge's origins remain shrouded in mystery, as it clearly predates the arrival of Ysgramor and the 500 companions, suggesting some unknown culture built it long before Nord settled Skyrim. Yorlan's mastery of the Forge's secrets makes him invaluable to the companions despite his lack of warrior skills. The smith's ability to repair and reforge the legendary battle axe Wutrad demonstrates his exceptional craftsmanship. His position at the Skyforge grants him tremendous respect throughout Whiterun and beyond. The ancient forge's supernatural ability to produce superior steel hints at magical or divine origins lost to time. Some scholars speculate the forge has connections to the Snow Elves or even earlier inhabitants. Yorlan's dedication to maintaining the forge's traditions honors whatever ancient civilization first built it. The Dragonplate Gauntlets tradition. According to ancient legends recorded in Nord historical texts, Ysgramor himself gave special Dragonplate gauntlets to his most trusted companions to ensure they possessed the fortitude and endurance to keep pace with their legendary leader during the conquest of Skyrim. This tradition of gift-giving from the Harbinger to exceptional warriors demonstrates how the companions have always honored individual achievement and bound members together through meaningful tokens of respect. The practice of rewarding exemplary service with enchanted or legendary equipment continues throughout the companions' history, though the specific items have changed across the centuries. These gauntlets symbolized more than mere protection. They represented Ysgramor's trust and confidence in specific warriors. The tradition of armor gifts reinforces the guild's meritocratic values and personal bonds between leaders and followers. Modern harbingers continue this custom by granting worthy members access to the Skyforge's superior equipment. The ceremonial aspect of receiving gear from one's harbinger creates powerful emotional connections. Such gift-giving transforms simple armor into cherished relics imbued with meaning and memory. The tradition spanning from Ysgramor to the present demonstrates the companions' continuous cultural heritage. The 5 tenets of the Dark Brotherhood. Long ago, the Dark Brotherhood established 5 sacred tenets that rule over all members and guide their assassin traditions across Tamriel. These unbreakable rules dictate that members must never dishonor the Night Mother, never betray the Brotherhood or reveal its secrets, never refuse to carry out an order from a superior, never steal from fellow assassins, and never kill another Brotherhood member under any circumstances. The organization believes that breaking any of these sacred tenets would enrage Sithis himself and bring catastrophic disfavor upon both the individual perpetrator and potentially the entire sanctuary where they reside. The rigid adherence to these codes creates a strict hierarchical structure that has sustained the Brotherhood across centuries. Members who break tenets face swift execution rather than mere punishment or exile. The rules prioritize organizational loyalty and secrecy above all other concerns, including personal relationships. Modern Brotherhood members recite the tenets during initiation ceremonies to bind themselves to ancient traditions. The tenets' religious framing as Sithis' commands gives them supernatural weight beyond mere guild regulations. Some sanctuaries display the tenets prominently, while others rely on oral tradition to maintain their sanctity. Cicero's Journals and Brotherhood History. The Loyal Keeper. Cicero maintains detailed journals documenting the Dark Brotherhood's catastrophic decline during and after the Great War that ravaged Tamriel's political landscape. His writings reveal how the devastating conflict destroyed many Brotherhood sanctuaries, scattered surviving members across the continent, and left the organization without functional listeners to hear the Night Mother's divine guidance. By the end of the Great War, Cicero believed he was one of only 2 Brotherhood members remaining outside of Skyrim, highlighting how thoroughly the organization had been decimated. His journals provide the most comprehensive account of the Brotherhood's fall from power and influence that players can discover in-game. Cicero's meticulous record-keeping reflects his devotion to preserving Brotherhood history and traditions. His writings document the desperate journey transporting the Night Mother's coffin across Tamriel, seeking safe haven. The journals reveal Cicero's growing isolation and potential madness as his fellow members perished. His accounts explain why the Skyrim Sanctuary represents the Brotherhood's last desperate refuge. The Keeper's obsessive documentation ensures future generations will remember the organization's darkest period. Astrid's betrayal and final words. During the Dark Brotherhood questline, players face a shocking moment of betrayal when Astrid makes a desperate deal with the Imperial Commander Maro to save herself and the Sanctuary by selling out the Dragonborn. However, when confronted during the burning Sanctuary's destruction, Astrid displays a surprising amount of respect for the player who outwitted her schemes. If players choose to kill Astrid themselves during the initial "with friends like these" quest, rather than following her orders, she actually congratulates them with her dying words, "Well done," impressed that someone finally got the better of the infamous Brotherhood. This reaction reveals that beneath her ruthless exterior, Astrid still maintains a twisted sense of professional respect for superior skill and cunning. Her final words acknowledge the Dragonborn's superiority in the deadly game of assassination and deception. The unexpected praise transforms her death from simple villain execution into something more complex and tragic. Astrid's ability to appreciate being outmaneuvered shows a dark sort of honor among killers. Her congratulations suggest relief that someone competent enough might restore the Brotherhood properly. The ironic twist makes her both antagonist and strange supporter of the player's ultimate success. The Night Mother's true nature mystery. One of the Dark Brotherhood's deepest mysteries involves whether the Night Mother was ever actually a single individual, or simply a title passed between different women across the centuries of the organization's existence. Players encounter her mummified corpse throughout Skyrim's Brotherhood questline, but the body's strange appearance, burnt, mangled, and barely recognizable as human, raises questions about her actual identity or even species. Some scholars theorize the Night Mother might have been captured and manipulated by early Brotherhood leaders to create a false religious foundation for the assassin cult. Others believe multiple women have claimed or been forced into the role across history, each dying in some terrible ritual to become the next Night Mother. The Brotherhood's refusal to discuss her origins or true nature only deepens the mystery surrounding their spiritual leader. The corpse's preservation across centuries through unknown methods suggests powerful magic or divine intervention. Her ability to communicate telepathically from death reinforces either supernatural power or elaborate deception. The Night Mother's ambiguous nature allows Brotherhood members to project their own beliefs onto her existence. Different sanctuaries across Tamriel might have worshipped entirely different Night Mothers without realizing the contradiction. The mystery ensures her divine authority can never be questioned or disproven. The black handprint symbol's triple meaning. The Dark Brotherhood's iconic black handprint made from ink appears on warning letters, recruitment notices, and throughout their sanctuaries. But its symbolism extends far deeper than players typically realize. Each of the 5 fingers on the hand represents both one of the sacred 5 tenets and one of the Night Mother's mysterious 5 children from her dark union with Sithis, the Dread Father. Additionally, the handprint represents the hierarchical structure of the Dark Brotherhood itself, with different fingers symbolizing ranks from ordinary assassins up to the listener who hears the Night Mother's divine commands. This triple-layered symbolism transforms a simple image into a complex religious and organizational icon that reinforces Brotherhood ideology through constant visual repetition. The hand's association with death and murder makes it an appropriately sinister symbol. Its ink-black color evokes both shadow and the void Sithis represents in Brotherhood theology. Members mark their passage through buildings with subtle handprints to communicate secretly with fellow assassins. The symbol's recognition across Tamriel makes it both a tool and a liability for the secretive organization. Its multifaceted meaning allows Brotherhood members to interpret it according to their rank and understanding. The Spectral Assassin. Lucien Lachance. Players can unlock the powerful Spectral Assassin ability after completing certain Dark Brotherhood quests, summoning the ghost of Lucien Lachance, who served the hero of Kvatch in Oblivion decades earlier. Lucien's continued service as a spectral warrior from beyond the grave demonstrates Sithis' power to bind loyal servants even after death itself. His appearance creates a direct connection between Skyrim and the previous Elder Scrolls game, rewarding longtime fans with familiar faces. The Ghost Assassin fights with supernatural abilities while providing cryptic commentary about serving death incarnate. Lucien's dual service to both the hero of Kvatch and the last Dragonborn across different eras shows how the Brotherhood transcends normal mortal lifespans. His transformation into a summonable spirit represents either reward or curse for his lifetime of faithful service. The Spectral Assassin's availability gives Brotherhood members access to supernatural aid beyond normal conjuration magic. Lucien's continued effectiveness in combat proves death cannot diminish a master assassin's deadly skills. His presence reminds living Brotherhood members that their service to Sithis might extend beyond mortal existence. The Dark Brotherhood Forever's endless contracts. After completing the main Dark Brotherhood questline and the quest Hail Sithis, players unlock the Dark Brotherhood Forever, a perpetually available quest that provides infinite assassination contracts from the Night Mother throughout the rest of their playthrough. These radiant quests target unnamed randomly generated NPCs scattered across Skyrim's holds, offering simpler contracts than the elaborate story missions, but providing unlimited income and assassination opportunities for dedicated players. While less narratively interesting than scripted kills, this infinite quest system ensures Dark Brotherhood members always have available work, reflecting the organization's nature as professional killers for hire, whose services remain perpetually in demand. The endless contracts prove that murder is always profitable business in Skyrim's violent world. The Night Mother continues providing divine guidance from beyond death, regardless of circumstances. These simple contracts allow players to grind gold and improve assassination skills indefinitely. The infinity of the quest shows the Dark Brotherhood's services will never lack desperate clients. The perpetual availability makes the Brotherhood one of few factions offering unlimited, repeatable content beyond Radiant quests. The Dawnstar Sanctuary Restoration. Players who complete the Dark Brotherhood questline eventually gain access to purchasing and restoring the abandoned Dawnstar Sanctuary, a former Brotherhood stronghold that fell into disuse long before the events of Skyrim. Cicero's journals specifically mention this forgotten sanctuary as his original destination when first arriving in Skyrim, carrying the Night Mother's coffin. The restoration upgrades include purchasing new facilities like a torture chamber, where prisoners can be interrogated for hidden treasure locations, new furniture and decorations to make the sanctuary feel inhabited, and various amenities for the surviving Brotherhood members. This restoration represents the organization's recovery and expansion after nearly complete destruction during the main questline. The Dawnstar location offers superior isolation compared to the burned Falkreath Sanctuary, providing better security for rebuilding. Investing in restoration shows the Dragonborn's commitment to the Brotherhood's future success and prosperity. The Torture Chamber Edition reveals the dark methods Brotherhood members employ beyond simple assassination. Multiple Dark Brotherhood initiates join the restored sanctuary as unkillable followers for the player. The sanctuary's revival symbolizes the Brotherhood's resilience and determination to survive against all odds. The Ancient Shrouded Armor Secret. Dedicated Dark Brotherhood members can discover the legendary Ancient Shrouded Armor by completing a hidden quest chain that tests their commitment and knowledge of assassin traditions. This superior armor set offers significantly better enchantments than the standard shrouded armor received during initial Brotherhood membership, rewarding players who explore the organization's deeper mysteries. The ancient set's enhanced bonuses to sneaking, backstab damage, poison resistance, and muffle effects make it among the best light armor available for stealth-focused characters throughout the entire game. Its discovery reinforces themes of hidden knowledge and secret power that permeate Dark Brotherhood culture. The armor's ancient designation suggests it belonged to legendary assassins from the Brotherhood's glorious past. Its superior enchantments demonstrate how earlier generations possessed greater magical knowledge than modern members. The quest to obtain it encourages players to engage deeply with Brotherhood lore and locations. Some pieces may require solving environmental puzzles or finding hidden areas within sanctuary spaces. The complete set transforms players into supremely effective silent killers, matching any historical Brotherhood legend. Winch's Stagger Effect. The Dark Brotherhood questline rewards observant players with Windshare, a unique scimitar featuring one of the most overpowered weapon effects in all of Skyrim. This blade's special enchantment causes every single hit to stagger enemies, even dragons, making it impossible for foes to fight back effectively during continuous attacks. The weapon can be found aboard the ship during the assassination mission targeting the Emperor, stuck in the bow like Excalibur in stone, waiting for clever players to notice and claim it. Windshare's staggering power essentially breaks normal combat mechanics, allowing players to stunlock even the most powerful enemies into helplessness through rapid strikes. The scimitar's location aboard a ship creates poetic connections to maritime legends and cursed pirate blades. Its stagger effect seems almost accidental in its extreme effectiveness, possibly indicating an oversight by game developers. Players who discover Windshare early gain an enormous combat advantage throughout the remaining game. The weapon's power reinforces the Dark Brotherhood's access to legendary assassination tools beyond typical equipment. Some consider using Windshare's full potential as unbalanced or exploitative gameplay, rather than legitimate strategy. The Thieves Guild's Nocturnal Curse. The Thieves Guild's dramatic fall from prominence throughout Skyrim didn't result from bad luck, poor leadership, or changing times. Instead, a terrible curse from the Daedric Prince Nocturnal punished the organization for failing to protect her sacred skeleton key. Centuries ago, when the first Nightingale sought Nocturnal's favor, she agreed to bless the guild's activities in exchange for keeping the skeleton key safe in its chamber deep within her temple. However, when Mercer Fry secretly murdered the guild master Gallus and stole the key from its chamber, Nocturnal's curse activated immediately, causing the guild to descend into decay, poverty, and ill repute among their former clients. The curse manifested through betrayals, failed heists, fleeing members, and lost contacts across all of Skyrim's holds. Worse still, Mercer successfully framed his fellow Nightingale Carlia for murdering Gallus, forcing her into exile while he assumed guildmaster position despite being responsible for the guild's supernatural misfortune. The curse demonstrates how Daedric princes exact terrible prices for broken agreements regardless of mortal ignorance. Nocturnal's vengeance through subtle decay rather than direct destruction shows her preference for poetic punishment. The curse's activation proves Daedric powers actively monitor and enforce their bargains constantly. Mercer's ability to maintain his deception while leading the cursed guild shows remarkable skill and audacity. Mercer Frey's ultimate betrayal. The Thieves Guild questline's main antagonist, Mercer Frey, represents betrayal on multiple levels that devastate both his fellow Nightingales and the entire organization. Not only did he murder the previous guildmaster Gallus in cold blood to steal Nocturnal's skeleton key, but he systematically embezzled the guild's treasury over decades while blaming their poverty on the curse his own actions caused. His theft of the skeleton key gave him supernatural abilities to open any lock without difficulty, which he used to rob the guild's supposedly secure vault repeatedly throughout his leadership. Mercer's willingness to frame Carlia for his own crimes shows his complete lack of loyalty or honor, despite taking Nightingale vows. His ultimate plan involved fleeing Skyrim with enough stolen wealth to live luxuriously while leaving the guild to collapse entirely without him. The depth of his betrayal makes him arguably the most despicable antagonist in any Skyrim faction questline. His actions destroyed friendships, murdered comrades, impoverished hundreds of thieves, and violated sacred oaths to a Daedric prince. Mercer's sophisticated deception fooled everyone, including Brynjolf, for decades of meticulous theft. His betrayal demonstrates how even honor among thieves can be completely corrupted by greed and ambition. Maven Blackbriar's political manipulation. The wealthy and ruthless Maven Blackbriar maintains such powerful connections with the Thieves Guild that her relationship fundamentally shapes Riften's entire political and criminal landscape. Her financial support and political protection allow the guild to operate with relative impunity from law enforcement, while she receives their services for eliminating business rivals and political opponents. If the Imperial Legion wins Skyrim's civil war, Maven actually becomes Jarl of Riften through her political connections, giving the Thieves Guild direct control over the Hold's government through their most powerful ally. This outcome represents the darkest possible result for Riften's honest citizens, as criminal corruption becomes institutionalized through legitimate governmental authority. Maven's elevation to Jarl position means the guild effectively controls Riften's law enforcement, taxation, and courts. Her rule ensures guild prosperity and protection for generations while squeezing common people mercilessly. The combination of criminal organization and legitimate political power creates an unbreakable tyranny. Maven's success demonstrates how wealth and ruthlessness can corrupt entire governmental systems. Her alliance with the guild proves mutually beneficial but terrible for anyone lacking power or protection. The Shadowstone's Nightingale connection. Players who join the Thieves Guild eventually become Nightingales, elite agents serving Nocturnal, who protect her shrines and interests in Skyrim. The Nightingale armor and powers players receive connect thematically to the Standing Stones, scattered across Skyrim's landscape, particularly the Shadowstone, which grants similar invisibility abilities. This connection suggests the Nightingales and their patron Daedric Prince have influenced Skyrim's magical geography for centuries or millennia. The Shadowstone's location near the Guardian Stones at Skyrim's start might indicate Nocturnal's influence extends even to new arrivals entering the province. Nightingale powers represent a darker, Daedric-influenced version of standard thief abilities magnified through supernatural blessing. The armor's appearance in midnight blues and blacks visually reinforces connections to Shadow and Night associated with Nocturnal. Becoming a Nightingale binds the player's soul to serve Nocturnal even after death in perpetual guardian duty. The transformation from simple thief to Daedric servant represents the ultimate progression in the guild hierarchy. Some players roleplay refusing Nightingale status to avoid eternal servitude to a Daedric prince. Delvin and Vex's Radiant job system. After joining the Thieves Guild, players can accept unlimited Radiant quests from Delvin Mallory and Vex that generate randomly assigned theft, burglary, and numbers jobs across Skyrim's major holds. Completing 5 jobs in a single hold unlocks a special reputation quest for that city, which upon completion improves both the Ragged Flagons and the Cistern's appearance as the guild regains influence and wealth. The Radiant job system provides perpetual income opportunities and gradually restores the guild to its former glory through persistent effort across all of Skyrim. Jobs can be accepted and rejected freely until players receive assignments they find acceptable or interesting. The system encourages exploration of every major city while establishing guild presence throughout the province. Completed reputation quests bring new merchants and services to the Ragged Flagon headquarters. The visual upgrades to guild halls provide satisfying feedback, showing players' efforts improving their criminal organization. The grind of completing 125 total jobs to unlock all features tests dedication and commitment to the guild. The Thieves Guild's strict honor code. Despite being professional criminals, the Thieves Guild maintains a remarkably strict code of conduct that separates them from common bandits and murderers. Guild rules explicitly forbid killing anyone during jobs, assaulting innocent people, stealing from fellow guild members, or robbing from the poor, who have nothing to spare. Members who break these rules face penalties, including loss of performance bonuses, expulsion from the guild, or even more severe punishment for egregious violations. This code of honor ensures the guild maintains a reputation for professional, non-violent theft, rather than descending into random violence and chaos. The prohibition on murder distinguishes thieves from the Dark Brotherhood's assassins, despite both groups operating in moral grey areas. The rule against stealing from the poor shows surprising ethical boundaries even among career criminals. Guild members take genuine pride in accomplished heists that harm no one physically. The strict code makes the Thieves Guild strangely honorable compared to bandits who kill indiscriminately for small rewards. Breaking the code damages the guild's carefully maintained relationships with fences, informants, and corrupt officials. The Riften Jail's hidden escape route. Observant Thieves Guild members who find themselves imprisoned in Riften's jail can discover a hidden escape route marked by special shadow marks that only trained thieves understand. A specific shadow mark appears near a chain in the prison cell that signals destroying the chain will reveal a secret passage through the cell wall. Breaking that chain, theoretically, should expose a new wall that can be escaped through, demonstrating the Guild's thorough knowledge of Riften's infrastructure, including its prison systems. Unfortunately, this clever escape mechanism suffers from a scripting bug in the game's code that prevents the wall from actually breaking as designed, leaving the feature non-functional without community patches to fix it. The broken escape route represents one of many small details and systems that didn't fully work in Skyrim's vanilla release. The intended feature shows how meticulously the guild members have studied every location, including places they might be imprisoned. The shadow mark system extends even to warning fellow thieves about escape opportunities in dangerous situations. The escape route's existence implies guild members have been imprisoned in Riften frequently enough to necessitate permanent escape infrastructure. The litany of Larceny's progressive display. Delvin Mallory operates a special trophy room in the cistern that slowly fills with valuable treasures as players complete major Thieves Guild heists and jobs across Skyrim. This display area showcases unique items recovered during important questline moments, including the Queen Bee statue from Golden Glow Estate, the ornate Honningbrew decanter from the Meadery, and the legendary Eyes of the Farmer from ancient Dwemer ruins. The progressive filling of this trophy room provides visual feedback showing how player accomplishments directly contribute to the guild's growing wealth and recovered prestige. A special reinforced safe appears next to the display shelves after completing exactly 125 jobs containing incredibly valuable loot reserved only for the most dedicated thieves. Additionally, completing the notorious No Stone Unturned quest by collecting all 24 unusual gems causes the fully restored crown of Baronzire to appear prominently on a stone bust behind the Guildmaster's desk. These visual changes create satisfying confirmation that player efforts matter to the Guild's revival. The trophy room transforms from empty to impressive over dozens of hours of gameplay. The displays allow Guild members to admire their collective accomplishments and motivate continued thievery. Brynjolf's unchanging vendor location. When players first encounter Brynjolf in Riften's marketplace, he operates a merchant stall selling various goods while simultaneously recruiting for the Thieves Guild. and organizing criminal activities. After players complete the guild questline, and Brynjolf presumably stops his merchant cover operation, a strange programming quirk leaves him perpetually standing in the marketplace during certain hours, despite having no actual reason to be there anymore. This persistent behavior creates the odd situation where the second in command of a restored criminal empire continues maintaining his old merchant routine purely out of programmed habit. The unchanging behavior represents one of many small inconsistencies in how Skyrim's faction questlines integrate with the larger world. Brynjolf's marketplace presence after guild restoration doesn't make narrative sense, but follows his original NPC schedule. Players notice this disconnect between his enhanced status and unchanged daily routine visiting the same stall. The programming limitation shows how difficult creating truly dynamic worlds remains even in massive RPG games. The Ragged Flagon's transformation. The Ragged Flagon Tavern beneath Riften serves as the Thieves Guild's public face, while the hidden cistern beyond contains their actual headquarters and living quarters. As players complete special reputation jobs in each of Skyrim's major holds, the Ragged Flagon gradually transforms from a dark, nearly empty tavern into a thriving criminal hub filled with merchants, informants, and services. New vendors appear selling specialized goods, including Ternilia, offering improved guild armor, Sindus providing arrows and archery equipment, and Herluin Lothair selling magical spells and enchantments. The atmospheric transformation from gloomy failure to bustling success provides excellent visual storytelling about the guild's recovery. The addition of multiple new NPCs makes the headquarters feel genuinely alive and prosperous, rather than depressingly empty. The restoration shows how player actions directly improve their faction's circumstances throughout Skyrim. Each new vendor offers unique services unavailable elsewhere, rewarding guild membership with exclusive benefits. The transformation from despair to success creates satisfying narrative progression across the entire questline. The Skeleton Key's unbreakable power. During the Thieves Guild questline, players obtain Nocturnal's Skeleton Key, a Daedric artifact with the reality-altering power to unlock any lock or overcome any barrier. While presented as a quest item requiring eventual return to Nocturnal, many players discover they can keep the Skeleton Key indefinitely by simply never completing the final quest, requiring its return. The key functions as an unbreakable lockpick that never depletes, removing lockpicking challenge entirely for those willing to sacrifice completing the guild questline. This choice creates an interesting moral dilemma about whether keeping a Daedric artifact justifies abandoning guild obligations and angering Nocturnal. The Skeleton Key's metaphysical significance extends beyond simple lockpicking to representing potential itself and unlimited possibilities. Its theft by Mercer Frey caused the curse that destroyed the guild's prosperity for decades. Returning the key to Nocturnal lifts the curse and unlocks special Nightingale powers for the player. The choice between keeping ultimate convenience or honoring guild obligations reveals player priorities. Some players maintain multiple save files to experience both keeping and returning this legendary artifact. The Nightingale Hall's secret location. The legendary Nightingale Hall lies hidden in a secret cave system south of Riften, marked by shadow marks carved into birch tree stumps that only trained guild members can interpret. This ancient temple to Nocturnal serves as the meeting place and armory where Carlia inducts the player and Brynjolf into the Nightingales, binding them to eternal service, protecting Nocturnal's interests in Skyrim. The hall contains the armor stone, the bow stone, and the sword stone, which allow nightingales to select permanent abilities based on their preferred combat style after returning the skeleton key. The location's concealment demonstrates how thoroughly nightingale traditions have been hidden even from regular guild members. The hall's ancient architecture suggests nightingales have operated in Skyrim for centuries or longer, serving nocturnal. The oath-binding ceremony permanently links player souls to Daedric service, extending beyond mortal death. Each ability stone offers distinct supernatural powers that enhance thief capabilities with divine magic. The Nightingale Hall represents the guild's deepest secret and highest tier of membership achievable. The College of Winterhold's arcane university connection. The College of Winterhold serves as Skyrim's equivalent to Cyrodiil's famous arcane university seen in Oblivion, though it operates under different organizational structures and philosophies. While Cyrodiil's Mage Guild maintains strict hierarchies and bureaucratic regulations, the college emphasizes individual magical research and practical spellcasting over administrative concerns. This philosophical difference reflects cultural contrasts between Imperial and Nordic approaches to magic and education. The college's smaller size and isolated location make it more intimate than the sprawling arcane university complex. Its independence from any larger guild structure gives it autonomy to pursue controversial magical research. The college's acceptance of necromancy and other forbidden schools shows its pragmatic attitude toward magical knowledge. Nordic culture's general distrust of magic makes the college a sanctuary for mages in an often hostile province. The institution's survival despite Winterhold's catastrophic collapse demonstrates its importance to magical scholarship throughout Tamriel. The Great Collapse's ongoing mystery. In 4E122, an unprecedented catastrophic event struck Winterhold when most of the once great city fell into the Sea of Ghosts during massive storms and earthquakes. This great collapse killed countless residents, destroyed the majority of Winterhold's buildings, and reduced the proud city to a mere shadow of its former glory. Mysteriously, the College of Winterhold survived completely intact despite suffering no damage whatsoever, leading many Nords to blame the mages for causing the disaster through reckless magical experimentation. This suspicion poisoned relationships between the college and remaining Winterhold residents for generations, with the Jarl and many citizens demanding the college's closure. However, no concrete evidence has ever proven the college caused the collapse despite extensive investigations. Some theories suggest the augur of Dunlane's catastrophic transformation accident might have triggered the disaster decades before Skyrim's events. The timing of the collapse coinciding with intensifying magical research at the college makes the correlation suspicious. The college's perfect preservation amid total destruction seems too coincidental to be natural occurrence. The mystery remains one of Skyrim's greatest unanswered questions that divide scholars and conspiracy theorists. The augur of Dunlane's transformation, horror. Deep beneath the college in the Midden Dark, players encounter the augur of Dunlane, a mysterious entity that appears as a glowing ball of pure magical energy floating above a ceremonial well. The augur was once a brilliant Breton student named Dunlane, who excelled in every school of magic, particularly restoration, and was considered among the most talented mages the college had ever trained. However, his obsessive pursuit of magical power led him to delve into dangerous experiments, seeking to acquire abilities no mage had previously achieved. A catastrophic accident during these experiments transformed him from flesh and blood into non-corporeal energy, stripping away his physical form entirely and binding him to the college's depths forever. The transformation occurred before most current college members' time, but the older faculty, like Tolfdir, remember the tragedy vividly. The failed experiment serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of excessive ambition and reckless magical experimentation. Bloodstains on the walls near the augur's chamber hint at the transformation's violent and agonizing nature. Scattered bones suggest Dunlane's physical form was destroyed in the process of achieving his new state. The augur's prophetic warnings. Despite losing his physical form, the augur of Dunlane gains strange prophetic abilities, allowing him to see future events with cryptic accuracy. During the college questline, the augur provides deliberately vague warnings about Ankano's betrayal and the eye of Magnus's danger, speaking in riddles that only make sense after events unfold. His dialogue reveals he has already observed the Thalmor agent seeking forbidden knowledge and knows Ankano's quest for power will lead to his downfall. The augur's refusal to speak plainly about future events suggests limitations on how clearly he can perceive or communicate temporal information. His warnings force the Dragonborn to seek the staff of Magnus without fully understanding why, until circumstances demand its use. The prophetic ability distinguishes the augur from typical magical beings, suggesting his transformation granted supernatural perception. His cryptic speech patterns might result from existing partially outside normal time and space. The augur's knowledge proves he remains conscious and aware despite lacking physical form. His continued presence beneath the college serves both as oracle and terrible warning about magical ambition's costs. Tolfdir's ancient history. Tolfdir serves as one of the college's senior faculty members, teaching alteration magic and supervising student excavations at Sarthul. His advanced age and long tenure at the college make him a living repository of institutional knowledge stretching back decades. Tolfdir personally knew the augur of Dunlane before his transformation, allowing him to provide historical context that other mages lack or refuse to discuss. His teaching style emphasizes practical magical application and student safety over pure theoretical knowledge. Tolfdir's patient mentorship contrasts with other faculty members' more eccentric or distant approaches to education. His warning that if you can't control magic, it will destroy you, takes on darker meaning when discussing Dunlane's fate. The professor's willingness to discuss uncomfortable college history shows integrity unusual among his colleagues. His survival across multiple archmages' tenures demonstrates both competence and political neutrality. Tolfdir's role as Master Wizard after the questline rewards his steady reliability and teaching excellence. The Midden's horrifying secrets. The Midden consists of ancient tunnels running beneath the College of Winterhold, serving as storage areas, prison cells, and dumping grounds for failed magical experiments. Players exploring these gloomy corridors encounter Draga, skeletons, frostbite spiders, and ice wraiths that have infested the forgotten passages over the years. Scattered throughout the Midden are disturbing remnants of magical research, including the Atronak Forge for creating Daedric armor and summoning creatures, plus a mysterious Daedric relic connected to the secret Forgotten Names quest. The tunnel's age suggests they predate Jorvaska's construction, hinting at unknown builders from Skyrim's distant past. The Midden's isolation and danger make it perfect for concealing the augur of Dunlane from casual discovery. Multiple entrances exist, including a trapdoor in the Hall of Countenance and another in the college courtyard. The neglected state of these passages shows how the college has declined from its glorious peak. exploring the Midden reveals how many failed experiments and dark secrets the college prefers to hide underground. The creature infestation demonstrates dangerous side effects when magical protections fail and maintenance lapses. The Eye of Magnus's cosmic power. The massive floating sphere known as the Eye of Magnus represents one of Skyrim's greatest mysteries, an artifact of tremendous magical power whose true purpose and origin remain unknown. When the Dragonborn and Tolfdir discover it buried beneath Sarthal, they inadvertently set in motion events that threaten the college's destruction. The Eye radiates such intense magical energy that simply being near it causes magical fluctuations and potentially catastrophic instabilities. Ancano's obsession with harnessing the Eye's power for the Thalmor demonstrates how tempting and dangerous the artifact truly is. The Psijic Order's urgent warnings about removing the Eye from Mundus entirely show their recognition of its reality-breaking potential. The Eye's connection to Magnus, the architect deity who created Mundus itself, suggests it possesses fundamental creative or destructive power over reality. Only the Staff of Magnus can safely interact with and control the Eye's tremendous energies. The artifact's burial at Sarthal implies the ancient Nords recognized its danger and deliberately hid it. The Eye represents knowledge and power too great for mortals to safely wield without catastrophic consequences. The Staff of Magnus's balancing power. The legendary Staff of Magnus serves as the only artifact capable of safely controlling or containing the Eye of Magnus's tremendous magical energies. This staff lay hidden in the Dwemer ruins of Mzulft for centuries, protected by dangerous automatons and complex magical puzzles. The staff's ability to drain magical energy directly from targets makes it extraordinarily powerful, even without considering its unique relationship to the Eye. During the college questline's climax, only the staff's intervention prevents Ancano from using the Eye to achieve godlike power or destroy reality itself. The staff's existence as a perfect counter to the Eye suggests Magnus intentionally created both artifacts together with specific purposes. Its placement in Dwemer ruins rather than Nord or Elf locations raises questions about who hid it and why. The staff represents responsible limitation on power, while the Eye represents unlimited dangerous potential. Possessing both artifacts gives the Dragonborn tools wielded by creation's architect deity himself. The staff's magical properties make it useful throughout the game beyond the college questline. Ancano's Thalmor Conspiracy. The Thalmor Advisor. Ancano serves at the College of Winterhold as the Aldmeri Dominion's official representative, but his true mission involves investigating and potentially seizing powerful magical artifacts for his government. When the Eye of Magnus appears at the college, Ancano immediately recognizes its tremendous potential and begins plotting to harness its reality-altering power for the Thalmor's supremacist agenda. His betrayal demonstrates how the Thalmor infiltrate and corrupt institutions across Skyrim while maintaining diplomatic pretenses. Ancano's willingness to destroy the college and potentially all of Mundus shows the extremity of Thalmor ambitions. The Augur of Dunlane's prophecy specifically warns that Ancano's power-seeking will lead to his own destruction. His character represents the Thalmor at their most dangerous, intelligent, patient, and utterly ruthless in pursuing power. Ancano's defeat prevents a potentially world-ending catastrophe beyond even the Dragon Crisis. His presence at the college from the beginning shows how long-term Thalmor infiltration and intelligence gathering operates. The betrayal traumatizes the college and vindicated those who distrusted allowing Thalmor advisors into Nordic institutions. Savos Aren's tragic secret. Archmage. Savos Aren leads the college with apparent wisdom and experience, but his past contains a terrible secret that haunts him throughout his tenure. Decades ago, Savos led an expedition into Labyrinthian with fellow students seeking glory and magical knowledge among the ancient ruins. The expedition encountered powerful magical guardians, and Savos made the decision to abandon his companions to save himself, listening to their dying screams as he fled. This traumatic betrayal weighs heavily on Savos' conscience, and he periodically returns to Labyrinthian in failed attempts to make peace with his past. The discovery of his secret through the college quest line reveals that even the Archmage carries devastating guilt and moral compromises. Savos' tragedy demonstrates how youthful ambition and fear can lead to terrible decisions with lifelong consequences. His leadership of the college represents both penance and attempt to prevent others from making similar mistakes. The Archmage's death during Ankano's assault prevents him from ever truly atoning for abandoning his companions. His story adds moral complexity, showing that authority figures carry their own burdens and failures. The Psijic Order's mysterious intervention. The ancient and mysterious Psijic Order from the Somerset Isles maintains such power and knowledge that they can literally stop time when communicating with the Dragonborn during the college questline. The Psijic monk Quaranir appears multiple times, offering cryptic warnings about the Eye of Magnus and guidance toward preventing catastrophe. The Order's ability to manipulate time itself demonstrates magical mastery, far exceeding anything the College of Winterhold can achieve. Their direct intervention suggests the Eye of Magnus poses threats extending beyond Skyrim to all of Mundus. The Psijic's refusal to explain their knowledge fully creates frustrating but dramatically effective mystery throughout the questline. Their recommendation to seek the Augur of Dunlane shows awareness of secrets hidden even from college faculty. The Order's disappearance from Tamriel for centuries makes their sudden reappearance significant beyond the immediate crisis. Their ultimate goal involves removing the Eye from Mundus entirely to prevent future catastrophes. The Psijic Order represents the highest level of magical knowledge and responsibility in the Elder Scrolls universe. Mirabelle Irvine's tragic sacrifice. Mirabelle Irvine serves the college as Master Wizard and second in command to Archmage Savos Aren, managing daily operations with competence and dedication. Her investigation into the staff of Magnus's location provides crucial information for defeating Ankano's conspiracy. During the assault on the college by magical anomalies, Mirabelle fights to protect students and faculty with tremendous courage. Her death during this defense represents a tragic loss of one of the college's most capable and honorable members. Mirabelle's sacrifice demonstrates the true danger posed by Ankano's reckless manipulation of the Eye of Magnus. Her competent leadership throughout the crisis contrasts with Savos' paralyzed guilt and Ankano's treachery. Players inherit her position as Archmage, partly due to her sacrifice clearing the leadership hierarchy. Mirabelle's role as the college's practical administrator shows how institutions depend on dedicated professionals. Her death proves that even skilled mages can fall to overwhelming magical threats despite their knowledge. The Archmage's quarters, inheritance. Upon completing the College of Winterhold questline and assuming the position of Archmage, players gain access to luxurious private quarters located at the top of the college's highest tower. These rooms contain extensive bookshelves, enchanting facilities, alchemy equipment, and sleeping quarters befitting the college's highest office. The quarter's isolation provides peaceful sanctuary for studying and crafting away from general college activity. Becoming Archmage also grants a special circlet, enchanted to reduce spell costs and enhance magical abilities. The position comes with authority over all college matters, but minimal actual gameplay responsibilities beyond the title. The quarter's opulence contrasts with modest student accommodations, showing clear hierarchy within magical academia. Access to the Archmage's private facilities provides significant crafting advantages for player mages. The inheritance of office demonstrates how quickly the Dragonborn rises through organizational ranks in various factions. Some players feel the Archmage position comes too easily without sufficient administrative simulation or ongoing responsibilities.